A little early this morning, at morning my time anyway, in California, about an hour early. So wait just a second to see if we can get people on Cloud Hub and on Rumble up and going, and then we'll get started. And for all of you who came here today, thank you so much for coming. And for those who are watching this back on replay, thank you so much for watching. And if you will, please go ahead and share this so that we can have everybody seeing it, because I think it's a message that a lot of people are going to want to see. For some, it's going to be just a refresher, okay? And you might be one of those people, but it's always good sometimes to see things in our faces so that we really get the message and kind of just remember what it is that we should be remembering, that we for maybe forgotten a long time ago. What am I talking about? I'm talking about what is really in fast food. Now, why is that important? Well, as many of you know, I'm on the weight journey that I'm on. Hey, good morning, Angie. Good to see you. The weight journey that I'm on, the weight loss, the health and wellness really is what it is. I've lost around 29, basically 30 pounds, right there, from September of last year until now. So I have kept that weight off. Hey, good morning, Curtis. And the way I have done that is by doing research, looking at things, trying to figure out what's the best thing for me and what might work for you. As my disclaimer says, you always should ask your own doctor and on your own health and wellness course of action before you take any action up. I'm giving you what's worked for me. I'm giving you what I've, gotten out of my research. Hopefully, some of the things in here will work for you, and it may very well do that. But you should always check and see what's right for you. Let's get into this a little bit. What's really in fast food? Well, this may not surprise you. Sugar, sugar. And if you didn't get the program from last week, go and take a look at that. We talked all about sugars and what's in that and how it's essentially bad for you almost in every single way. Sugar is a popular ingredient added to almost every fast food product, from sauces and dressings to batter and bread. Eating too much sugar can cause serious health issues and is linked to an increased risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and obesity. Sugar, good morning, Sissy. Sugar may also be addictive, and overconsumption sometimes is linked to depression. Now, you wouldn't think that about sugar being linked to depression, but it is. A lot of times with sugar, you have just this crash afterwards, right? When you eat a lot of it, you just have this crash to your system, and that's probably contributing some to that depression. Now, sugar is more than just the white refined sugar you add to your morning coffee. It can also appear in ingredient lists under more than 50 different names, including high fructose corn syrup, agave nectar, and molasses. And again, if you didn't see the show from last week, go back and take a look at that show, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about here. What else is in fast food? Well, of course, fat. We can't get by without seeing fat in your fast food. And if you've watched any show about what restaurants do, how they cook your food, if you watch any show on the Food Network, when they go to bake, they will bring out like a block of butter, and they will put practically the whole block. I mean, we're talking big block, right? Of butter, and we'll put that in every baked good. They will baste sometimes the meat that you're getting in butter, especially in a restaurant that you go to. Um, that has where you sit down and eat there. It's a little bit different than fast food, but I mean, it's crazy, all right? You're eating tons of it. That's why it tastes so good. It's the sugar, it's the butter. It makes it taste wonderful. And you're putting that into your body, maybe not even knowing what's going into your system. Now, trans fats, which occur when liquid oils are turned into solids, are added to many fast food products to help them last longer. It's not about what's good for you, right? It's about making the food last longer. And why? Because of the profits in that restaurant. I mean, it makes business sense. Trans fats increase unhealthy or bad, LDL, and lower your good HDL. Some fast foods like red meat and cheese contain naturally occurring, which can also increase the bad cholesterol. Not good for your health, right? Okay, so what else is in your fast food? Sodium. So we had sugar, fat, and sodium. That's your salt. Salt is commonly used as a flavor enhancer for home cooking and seasoning. In fact, fast foods, however, sodium is used as a preservative to extend the shelf life and enhance the taste. So, again, profits. In fact, one fast food meal can include upwards of 1,300 milligrams of sodium, more than half of your daily recommended intake. That's insane. And that's what you're getting when you go to, get a hamburger. Oh, I'm just going to get a quick hamburger. I'm just going to get a quick chicken sandwich, whatever. You're getting all of this into the foods that you eat, probably without even realizing it. Consuming foods that are high in sodium on a regular basis has been linked to increased rates of high blood pressure, diabetes, and kidney disease. God only knows what else it might be too that we don't really know of. Okay, what else is in your fast food? We've got the sugar, we've got the fat, we've got the sodium, and now we have chemicals. It's the last thing we need. Here are some of the common chemicals found in fast food. Propylene glycol, an additive that stabilizes moisture to prevent ingredients from sticking together or drying out, is toxic in high doses. Sodium nitrate, we talked about that in the last show, a preservative to keep meat products like bacon, ham, or beef fresh for longer while enhancing their color, has been linked to certain types of cancer. Again, while you're sitting there eating the fast food, it may taste great. Yeah, is it really meat? Angie, I know. Is it really? I don't know. And I did in my research was looking at some instances where it wasn't just meat. They mixed other things with it. Now, how about synthetic food dyes, which are used to make foods look more appealing? That can cause allergic reactions and have been linked to different types of cancer. Ammonium sulfate, which is added to bread products as a dough enhancer, is also found in commercial fertilizers, for goodness sakes. Fillers such as cellulose, cholesterol, and potassium bromate are added to thicken products like meat and bread and can interfere with the body's natural nutrient absorption systems. If you can't pronounce it, it's not a good thing to ingest it. Sissy, exactly. And there's one coming up I simply cannot pronounce, and I'm not even going to try. But look at all of that. Again, you're thinking you're getting really good, fresh bread because it's baked before you eat it there at your fast food, or it's shipped in from somewhere where it's baked. And you're really getting something that's going to perhaps interfere with your body's own natural nutrient absorption. So not only is it bad for you in some ways, but then it prevents you from getting the good things in your body that you need, perhaps. You might want to think twice about making your meal a combo by adding a soda on top of being full of added sugar. The caramel coloring used in many carbonated drinks have been linked to cancer. Let's see, Angie said, I'm a bit of a germaphobe and have seen way too many workers walk out of the bathroom past the sink. Let me tell you something. not not to increase your worries, Angie, but let me just tell you, this was a long time ago. This was when I was a kid. I worked at McDonald's. I think I may have been 13 or 14 when I was working at McDonald's. And this is so gross. The big sinks that you have in the restaurants, we would put water in there and we would use that sink to put the mop in the sink to clean the floors, okay? Back in the kitchen area. And once that was done, we would, kind of clean out the sink. And what would we do? We would fill it up with water and we would put lettuce in there, the lettuce that you would eat. It would go in the same sink where we just used the mop water, on the floor. I don't know if they still do it. I kind of doubt it, but you don't know what they do. And if you've ever watched Gordon Ramsay's, what is that one where he goes around to all the restaurants and the stuff that he finds is just horrible. I mean, it's just horrible. The food that's been sitting there, left over in the refrigerators, all that other stuff. You don't know what you're eating when you eat out. Now, should that stop you from eating out? No, it doesn't stop me from eating out, although we don't eat out as much because of the fact that we're really watching what we eat. And it's just not worth it. We're not even going to talk about the long hair and unnaturally long nails. Ah! And she said, no, let's not. That's so gross. So, again, you don't know what you're getting. Now, more than 500 food products contain a chemical called, you pronounce that, I can't, which is also used to make rubber yoga mats. Okay, that's in your food products. Fast food chains rely on large scale factory farms, which breed genetically modified chickens, pigs, and cows that are fed antibiotics to make them grow faster. In the end, these antibiotics end up in your body when you eat their meat. Nightmare kitchen, Curtis said. Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh. Uh, but if you have good immune system, then that your body should be able to handle a lot of the stuff. But as you get older and the more you eat and the more you take on, it just naturally your body doesn't stand up or withstand a lot of this stuff. And this is why a lot of people get sick. Pink slime. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Curtis, never, never, never. Okay. So what can you do, right? You want to eat right. You don't want to eat garbage. Well, let me tell you what might help you. Choose from foods on the Mediterranean food plan. As many of you know, this is my food plan. Hey, Deb, I'm a little early today, Deb. Um, so this is what I eat. This is what I've been eating for the past year. I basically only eat foods from the Mediterranean food diet. Now, there are times when I will, go off of the Mediterranean food diet. Let's say if I want to have a nice little dessert or something like that, and I don't want to have to worry too much about calories, or I just wanted something sweet. All right. My husband and I had over the weekend we had homemade peanut butter ice cream. Oh my gosh, was it great? Now, is that on the Mediterranean food diet plan? No, probably not. But I'll tell you, we substituted things and made it really good, meaning healthier, right? Instead of having heavy whipping cream, we had half and half. Instead of having all half and half, we put milk in there instead of the half and half. And you can even put low fat milk in there. There were no eggs and things like that. There was a little bit of sugar, about 2/3 cup, which, sugar is not that great for you, as we're finding out, but it wasn't that bad. And then when you get your ice cream, you don't sit there and eat the gallon, right? You have just a little bit of dessert, you save the rest for later and have little bits at a time. So it makes it better for your body. And you're not feeling, not that I've ever felt restricted. I have to be honest with you. I've never felt restricted on the Mediterranean food diet. I feel I can eat anything that I want basically on their plan, which is everything good for you. I'm not kidding when I say that. You fish, olive oil, lean meat, chicken, whatever, whatever. I mean, it's not really a diet. In my book, it's a good healthy meals that you're getting, good meats, good produce, good organic stuff on in a lot of instances, but you're not hungry. But every now and then, like I said, I want something. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and just have something. And that peanut butter homemade ice cream was delicious, delicious. I like to have hot tea and a little bit of dark chocolate for dessert. Deb said, absolutely. And alter eco alter eco uh, candy bars, chocolate candy bars. The dark chocolate is really good and not that bad for you. If you have like one little square or something like that, don't eat the whole bar. Okay. Um, yeah, seafood diet, seafood and you eat it, Curtis. Is that what that you're saying? But again, it's a lot of this is just common sense, right? It really is. So let's take a look here. of what we can choose from. Some healthier choices on the Mediterranean diet for sure than the fats in the food and all that in the fast food would be pistachios. I personally don't like pistachios, but a study conducted by Cornell University and published in the journal Nutrients found that pistachios have a high antioxidant capacity. In fact, the antioxidant capacity of pistachios rivals that of popular antioxidant containing foods, including blueberries, pomegranates, cherries, and red wine. Curtis said he has a sugar addiction. Curtis, I don't know, ask your doctor this, but it would almost be better on your sugar addiction is to go to natural sugars like fruit and try to substitute fruits over any other type of, processed sugar. Deb said, I love pistachios. Okay, well, then also here's walnuts. In fact, walnuts are the only nut to offer an excellent source of the plant based omega 3 ALA, which research has shown benefits heart health and brain health. Curtis says he likes cashews as well. I don't like cashews either. My hubby is addicted to sugar too. Then Angie, look into trying to do things that have more natural sugars in them and have him talk to his doctor and say, would this be better for me? Or do your own research and find out. For me, my answer would be, yeah, I think natural sugars trumps sugar anytime, any day of the week. So I have him eating an apple per day. He's off of his gallon of sweet tea per day now, Angie said. And Angie, also, when you're eating apples, you may want to get organic apples rather than just the plain apples because what I'm doing research and finding is that there's a lot of pesticides and things like that, not only on the apple, but that's in the soil that grows the apples, and you can't wash that out. So check into organic apples. They're not that much more expensive than regular apples, especially if he's only, one a day. That's not bad. Deb said walnuts are good, but if you take thyroid meds, you shouldn't eat too many walnuts. And I would say you shouldn't eat too many walnuts anyway, Deb, right? Always in moderation. I've been not buying sugar, Angie said. Good for you. Because, Angie, if it's not there, you're not going to eat it, right? Lose weight, eat less. Well, and Made in the USA review, I don't think you have to necessarily do that. I think you just need to have a good meal plan, like the Mediterranean food plan. You wouldn't, when you eat the Mediterranean food plan, you're not going to want to sit there and just gorge on something. You're going to feel full. It's going to be healthy, it's going to be great tasting, and you're going to love it. Unless I plan to bake and buy just enough to use for whatever. Exactly, Angie. Angie, my husband has a sweet tooth too. He saw me eating an apple yesterday and wanted one. Finally, yay! Like, for me, I've told you this before. I have a half a cup of blueberries every day with my breakfast. I have monk fruit and stevia packets for our herbal teas, Angie said. All right. Now, let me go back over here. So you can have, seafood, particularly oily cold water fish like salmon, is a natural source of unique fatty acids referred to as long chain omega 3 fatty acids. Yogurt. I love yogurt. Hey, Steely Dan. A 2018 published randomized controlled trial that looked at various cardiovascular risk factors when consuming 3 to 4 dairy servings per day in the Mediterranean diet compared to a low fat diet found added benefits for more dairy foods. Researchers concluded that the benefits of including 3 to 4 servings of milk and dairy compared to only 2 servings included reduced inflammation and risk in other arteriosclerosis risk factors. Hubby gets a lot of fruits, but also a lot of sugar foods too. Yeah, Sissy, have him cut back on the sugar if you can. And you shouldn't eat so many fruits. I mean, if you're eating a ton of fruit, that's probably not going to be good for you either. I have wild blueberries in the morning with Greek yogurt with a bit of granola. My Greek yogurt has 20 grams of protein, Deb said. That's exactly what I have in the morning. I have Strauss organic yogurt. It's a creamy yogurt. It's absolutely wonderful. I have a half a cup of that. with a half a cup of blueberries and a half a cup of organic granola. And let me just tell you, I eat that and I'm absolutely full. I couldn't eat another bite. And some people would say, oh my gosh, that's not enough for breakfast. It is, it's more than enough. Sometimes I add a little bit of coconut water to drink with that. I also sometimes will have an orange or some other type of fruit to eat with that as well. Blueberries are so good. And you want to get organic blueberries when you buy blueberries because just like the apples, you want to get organic apples because you can't wash that pesticide off and other things that could be in the soil off of apples and blueberries. That's what I found in my research. Love, love, love blueberries. Yeah, I rarely eat breakfast. Well, Angie, I know, a lot of people say you got to have the breakfast for the brain power. So I don't know, and there's some other benefits to eating breakfast too. Okay. Next here, let's go on to the next slide. Lean beef. So if you're following the Mediterranean diet and you love beef, eating small portions along with vegetables, whole grains, and other Mediterranean diet staples appears to be totally fine. You'll notice in the Mediterranean diet, they don't have a ton of lean beef recipes. They have mostly fish, chicken, and things of that nature. In the Mediterranean diet, olive oil is used generously in dressings, for salads, drizzled over cooked foods, used for sauteing vegetables, and even used for baking. Its prevalence in this cuisine underscores the Mediterranean diet's emphasis on incorporating healthy fats, contributing to its reputation as one of the world's healthiest dietary plans. Now, I've also given you in the past, I gave you a recipe for a cake where that you bake, instead of using butter, you use olive oil. It's a bundt cake. And oh my gosh, was it absolutely delicious. So it's a good substitute. Frozen organic blueberries work too, Curtis says. Uh, Sissy said we're all making her hungry. Angie said I have a lot of energy when I wake up and I'm not usually hungry, just thirsty, so I drink a lot of water. That's good. Deb said blueberries are so healthy for you as well as purple sweet potato. Yum, yum. All right. Avocados. Higher avocado intake has been associated with a lower risk of cardiovascular and coronary heart disease in two large prospective cohorts of US men and women. The first time I ever heard somebody say avocado toast, I thought, oh my gosh, how gross could that be? Avocado toast is really, really good. If you have a good bread that isn't high in calories, maybe an organic bread, not high in calories, with a little ricotta cheese, maybe the low fat ricotta cheese, and the avocado, it is delicious. And it's not just a California breakfast, but it is. Try it sometime; you'll really like it. It is delicious again. You wouldn't think so. At least I didn't. I thought, oh, that's got to be so gross. All right. And that's just 12 best foods to eat on the Mediterranean diet. There's so many great foods to eat on the Mediterranean diet. And if you're looking for some really good recipes, jot down this link because it has 60 plus best Mediterranean diet recipes. And if I can, let me just try to bring some of these up so that you can see how delicious they really look. And, I'll have to tell you how delicious a lot of them really are. Let me take this off and see if I can get this up here. Okay, perfect. Um, Look at this food. Now these are breakfast foods. The falafels. I don't know if you've ever had falafels. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, is all I can say. They are wonderful. They're made out of like the chickpeas that you have, and you don't want to deep fry these or anything like that. But you can get this recipe that will tell you how to do it without you know gaining 5,000 pounds, right? So these little balls of chickpea goodness will certainly have you going back for seconds. Just don't forget to drizzle them with homemade tahini sauce. It makes all the difference. I like them without the sauce. But here, look at this food, how good it looks. Now, I'm sorry, if you're going to choose these or fast food, which one would you rather pick? All right. Here's hummus, uh, baba ganoush, And there's not just all these recipes with weird names or whatever. You're going to find recipes that you can have for breakfast, lunch, dinner that are just absolutely delicious. I personally, if I'm going to get a salad, I like to get a Greek salad with chicken in it. Now, look at that. Look how wonderful that looks. Can't you just see the nutritious goodness in all of that? If somebody offered me a fast food hamburger or this, I'm going to take this all day long, right? And I think most people would. Angie said, I have an old bread maker sitting on my countertop. I make regular bread, and my bread maker is in the laundry room for my gluten free bread. Wow. Yeah. I mean, seriously, you can look at that and just know you don't have to be a rocket scientist, right? You just know what is healthy for you and what isn't compared to anything fast food. Look at that. Like it's like a Greek salad. I mean that is so scrumptious. Add a little chicken on that and you're good to go. That is a full meal. I don't put anything on my salads. You can have dressing, like a lower fat dressing. But look at this tuna casserole. Tuna cucumber mozzarella salad. I'm not into fish, but if I were, oh my gosh, look at that. I mean, seriously, how could you not? It's like, how could you not choose this over anything fast food? So, hopefully this has given you a little inspiration in some way on things that are good and healthy for you to eat, rather things that may be quick, but in the long run, they're not so quick on what they do to your body. Deb said, before I knew how healthy Mediterranean diets were, I would mix up scrambled eggs with tomatoes and spinach, olive oil, mushrooms, and onions. And now I'm seeing that that is Mediterranean. Angie said, I always have some black beans or chickpeas soaking here. Chicken souvlaki, I think that's how to spell it. Sissy, chicken souvlaki is my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. It's wonderful. We have a recipe for chicken souvlaki. If anybody wants that, just leave a message in the comment. I can get that to you. Maybe I'll talk about that sometime or whatever. But it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. You can put it on the grill and just grill that right up. So I don't know if anybody has any questions before we go. I mean, I basically just wanted to come in and talk to you about things that, again, like I said, for some it's a refresher course. I think many people know that there's no way, shape, or form that fast food is good for you. And I'll tell you one little quick story. Um, Sissy, let's see. I'll send it to you on Telegram. I think that's how I can get it to you. When my husband and I drove across country one time, and this is before we were eating the great Mediterranean food plan. Um, we ate at fast food restaurants along the way, right? And we would eat at Subways mostly because we thought, oh, that's going to be better for you than having a hamburger or whatever. After a while, on that couple of days going and coming back, every single fast food restaurant tasted exactly the same. I don't care if you had a Subway sandwich or a hamburger or whatever. It tasted the same. And you knew just by the taste after a while, you had to know it was terrible for you. So to me, if you took away all of the sodium, the fat, and the sugar that they put in fast food, nobody'd eat it, right? Because you only eat it because it's quick, number one, inexpensive, or it used to be, and it tastes really good. Your body goes, yeah, I love this, but it's not good for you for the most part. I need to re-download Telegram. I deleted it when it was eating up my battery. Yeah, Angie, please do. Deb wants the recipe. Deb, I'll send it to you somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but and I might post it. We'll see. I could come on really quickly and just post it or something. Someone told me my settings need to be changed. Probably Angie. Maybe you need an update or something on that. So does anybody have any questions before I go? Like I said, I just wanted to come on and just give you a refresher and tell you how bad fast food is, something you probably already knew, and try to encourage you to at least look at research, maybe even try to make one or two of the Mediterranean food plan and try to get on that. literally when it changed my life. It really did because I was 30 pounds heavier. Everything wasn't going well. Pre-diabetic, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Not good, not good at all. Now, when I started on the Mediterranean food plan, I thought, oh, am I really going to lose weight? Because it's really slow. Like I would, in 1 month, I would be like 2 pounds for the whole month. I'm like, really? How am I going to lose weight on this? But the more I got into it, the more I did it, and the more I felt good and could go and exercise and eat the food, it started coming off. I mean, it was really, really good. So yeah, I Angie, what I'll do is I'll go back and try to post the recipe under the comment section of this show today. So look for that souvlaki recipe there. I'll do it right after the show. And remember, it takes a minute or two for this to load up, and I have to get the recipe and try to figure out how I'm going to get it on there. Hopefully, I don't know if I can put a photograph on there or not. I post something in my community section at least weekly. I don't think anyone sees it, but I do post there. Angie says, "You just never know. You never know, Angie." All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. Again, if you would please share this so we can help everybody else get healthier, that would be great. And until next time, God bless you. Have a wonderful day and look for that recipe in just a few minutes, within the hour. Okay. And it'll be in the comments section. All right, everybody. Take care. God bless.